Hey yappers, welcome back to Binge Yap Repeat. Today, we're covering season 2 of Beef. This show was an absolute treasure and we yap about it all. The class warfare, the dysfunctional relationships, the music and the artwork in the show, and unfortunately some very gross orange juice. Buckle in, our episode starts now. Welcome back, yappers, to another episode of Binge Yap Repeat. I'm Ruchi.
And I'm Shalini.
And today's episode is all about Beef Season 2. In case you didn't watch Beef Season 1, that's okay, because Season 2 is completely unrelated. Beef is an American comedy drama anthology television series created by Lee Sung-jin for Netflix. If you recall, the first season aired in 2023 and starred Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. The second season premiered on April 16th, 2026, and stars Oscar Isaac as Josh, the general manager of Monte Vista Point, which is a country club. Carey Mulligan as his wife Lindsay, Kaylee Spaney as Ashley, an employee of the club, Charles Melton as her fiance Austin, and Yoon Ye-jung as Chairwoman Park, the new owner of the club. And they're all grappling with the same question: can true love exist in late-stage capitalism?
Oh, is that the question? I guess that was the question.
Kind of, right?
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Did you recognize Kaylee Spaney from anything?
I didn't, but I did find her whole look to be very soothing for some reason. I don't know, like the way that she spoke or the way that she carried herself. It's like oddly soothing. But no, I didn't recognize her.
She is the murdered dirter from Mayor of Easttown.
Oh, what a throwback.
I know, right? Yeah, she's been in a few things since then. And when I look at her, I think of tragedy and I don't know why. And then I realize it's because she's the murdered girl in Mayor of Easttown.
Oh, I see that now. Wow.
So let's start by talking about season 1 versus season 2. The through line, one, there being a single, seemingly meaningless trigger that sets off the entire season. Two, people are really struggling with their history and their ties to the Asian diaspora.
Mm.
Three, unnecessary escalation of events. That's kind of what stood out to me. What about you?
I think on your last point, season 2 didn't strike me as unnecessary as season 1
Mm,
did. I felt like it absolutely did escalate, but I don't think it was I think the introduction of really powerful characters created more of that escalation rather than escalation of actions, if that makes sense.
yeah, you're right. I do agree with that. That like in season 1, it was just their own ego and anger issues that caused them to continue escalating, versus in season 2, it was really these external factors that drove them to escalate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say, I think a lot of people when they saw the trailer, and maybe this was intentional, of season 2, they were like, "Oh, why is Beef season 2 now quote whitewashed?" Like what happened to the Asianness of this? Because Lee Sung-jin created this show, and so like you would imagine that there would continue to be at least some Asian representation in terms of the cast or the story or whatever. What season would you say is more Asian? Season 1 or season 2?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think season 1 is very much the second generation Asian experience, and season 2 is kind of like the two opposite ends of the spectrum of like, Austin, who is half Asian but like has never really identified with himself in that way, and then the Korean people from Korea and those two cultures melding. So I think they're just different aspects of the Asian experience. Um and so I don't know if one's more Asian than the other. I think it just hits different parts of the Asian experience.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's absolutely more Asian than I expected it to be, just based on the trailer
100%.
alone.
Yeah, I do think it was intentional, and it's so interesting that they like, I mean, Austin's in the trailer, but besides him, I don't think there are any Asians, right?
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. It's
Yeah.
really just Oscar Isaac, Carey Mulligan, Ashley, and a little bit of Austin.
Yeah. Crazy. So interesting. Yeah, and even we were hanging out with people yesterday and someone was like, "Oh, is this like the whitewashed version?" And we were like, "No, it's
No.
not."
Yeah, and I asked that question because I think when we were hanging out with those people, you were like, I would say that it is perhaps more Asian than season one. And so I was like, oh, interesting. Let's talk about this on the pod.
I guess I probably said that because of the number of people that
Yeah,
were actually from Asia that were in this versus last season was a lot of Asian Americans.
for sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was, I think I totally agree with you. I think you're spot on in saying there's different aspects of the culture that were highlighted in season one versus season two. Like season one, there was a lot of like, oh, Korean culture is very religious, especially in the States. Like they go to church like all the time. Versus in season two, I think there was this aspect of like, oh, Korea itself is like super into like plastic surgery. And sometimes there are a lot of people, or like there are some people in Korea who like may not have the best intentions and like they are
Hmm.
super rich. And there is a parallel between like the US and Korea right now. So I thought that was all very interesting.
Yeah. And one thing I really like about this show is that they never show these characters as model minorities,
Yeah.
really. Like in season one, Ali Wong's character owns this like plant store, this artistic plant store. Her husband is an artist, I'm pretty sure, like the son of a famous artist. And then Stephen Yoon is just like this hustler that's like doing odd jobs here and there.
Hmm.
So they always show a very like not the typical model minorities. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Um,
Huh.
okay, I have a burning question for you though. Um,
Oh, okay.
what's with all the ants?
Okay, I really liked the imagery of the ants. Let me think about this for a second. To me, it just represented like ongoing chaos and not being in control of what was happening, kind of. Just like things happening in your life that like you can't control and like it just keeps continuing and
I thought it was like more of a representation of like late stage capitalism where all of the workers like don't really care about any of the other workers, right? It's just
mm,
like even the opening of Beef or like sorry, not the opening, but I think the thumbnail or whatever it is, it's like a finger crushing an ant and then all of the other trail of ants just like go around it.
they just keep going.
Yeah, they just keep going. And so and there's like so many ants like over the course of the episode where like Chairwoman Park has an ant on her
Fruit
kiwi and like
bowl,
Korean
yeah.
melon that she's eating and then like Oscar Isaac is like crushing ants and then like there's ants in Austin and Ashley's room where Ashley's like just like watching the ants in the window just go by. So I feel like that's kind of what the ants are presented is just like they just embody workers in this capitalistic world where it doesn't matter what happens to the workers. All that matters is that, you know, the what do ants do anyway? The ant farm gets built. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I like that interpretation. Hey Ruchi.
Hey.
Imagine, hey, imagine you are 26, you are young and in love, you're working at a country club with your fiance. Money's tight, but you guys are making do. Um, and you accidentally stumble upon the general manager of the country club in a huge fight with his wife, and you get a video of him almost hitting her with a baseball bat. What are you doing with this video?
Dude, I don't know if I would do anything. I'm so beta. I would be like, that's pretty incriminating. And I would be like, I'll just have this in my back pocket, like just in case. And then I would never do anything with it.
Yeah, honestly, I think same. Yeah, I think I'm too much of a coward to do anything. But maybe if I was so unhappy with the state of the world. Like, I feel like a lot of this was just driven by her frustration of not having health insurance
Right.
and um Austin kind of bringing up like late stage capitalism, and she just kind of like spiraled off of that and was like, yeah, really, what would be justice is if we got money from them. And so I could see myself, if I was in that situation, I could see myself justifying it to myself that way and maybe blackmailing.
Yeah, that's fair. I think like you bring up a good point, which is the lack of healthcare and the health condition were just two very important drivers to, like do something with that video and actually use it. Because like before she realized that she had ovary torsion, she was kind of just like gonna leave it alone. She was like, I don't think we should get involved. Like she said that to Austin.
That's right. That's right. But it was just her dire situation that like drove her to action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think, we're kind of aligned in that way. And maybe if I did have a health problem and I didn't have health care, maybe I would do the same. But I don't think I would go about it the same way that Austin and Ashley did, which is like go to their place and then insinuate that they were going to blackmail. I would just be like, here's the deal. I need health care because of this health condition that I'm in. Um, and I really want kids. And I need you to do this for me. I need you to give me health care and I need it to cover this condition. And if you can't, then I'm gonna go to the police with this video.
Yeah. But I guess what do you think is the core difference between what they did and what you're saying? 'Cause that's kind of what they did, right?
Uh, I think the way that they went about it was like they left the door open for more.
Mm. Okay, okay. So you mean you would have been like, if you give me what I want, this video's gone. The backups are gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah, I think my approach is honestly a little bit more stupid in the context of late stage capitalism. Like, I don't think I'm doing myself any favors.
Yeah, you're closing the deal before it has to close.
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. I should adopt Austin and Ashley's approach.
And I did find it really funny, like how just literally unprepared they were for that conversation, though. They're like, do you want to go? No, 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 you got it. You go, you go, you go. And he's like, so as you know, Ashley has been, what did he say? She has been like the caddy girl and has been doing a great job. And Lindsay's like, I literally have no reason to know this.
Lindsay is like so straightforward. Sometimes too straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about Ashley and Austin? And
Yes.
let's throw Eunice in there too. Why not?
Oh, okay. All right. Let's start with Ashley and Austin.
Okay, so Ashley and Austin, what did you think about their relationship and how it changed over the course of the show? And were you surprised with how they kind of just got back together in the end and had a family?
I was surprised by the ending. Yes. I will say, so when the show started, it was very clear to me that both of them are extremely anxiously attached to each other.
Hmm.
Um, and both of them are just like constantly afraid of getting broken up with. And they're very like, I love you too. And kind of just like playing chicken with each other about who loves the other person more, kind of. And so it was really funny to me to have these two couples, just like the juxtaposition of these two couples, where one couple is super open with each other, and I would actually argue they have a more functional relationship, even though they're like fighting and stuff, versus this other couple that's not fighting at all, like very avoidant when it comes to conflict,
Hmm.
and also very anxiously attached to each other. And yeah, it was really funny to me when Austin approaches Lindsay the day after they get the video and he's like, "Oh, like if you ever need anything, we're here for you." And she's like, "Yeah, that's cute. You guys have been together for 1 year. Okay."
A year and a half,
Oh,
excuse
oh,
me.
sorry. Please forgive me. A year and a half. At the beginning of the show, Austin and Ashley really do think they have the most functional relationship. And over the course of the show, I think both of them start to realize how dysfunctional it is. And so yeah, in that lens, I am very surprised they ended up together at the end. I want to talk about what made Austin change his mind in the cab in Korea after he escapes from going to the police station to meet up with Eunice to like, I guess going and getting Ashley or something.
Yeah, I was also very intrigued by that decision. So I feel like Austin he's such a little cutie, but he is a big people pleaser.
Yes.
And Ashley, on the other hand, has a huge fear of abandonment. So, like you said, I think the chemistry of those two personalities ends up being a very anxiously attached relationship. I totally agree with that. I see that. I feel like what happened with Austin is that he was trying to get the same relationship from Eunice that he had with Ashley. So like on the phone with Eunice, he's like, "I love you," and then Eunice like kind of like doesn't really reply to it, and then he's like he tries again at the end of the conversation. He's like, "I love you," and then Eunice is like, "I love you, like love you too. Let me know when you get to the police station." So I feel like she very rightly was not giving him what he wanted, which was this unconditional love. It was like there was an agenda behind it. Like she really needed him to get this USB to the police station because that was her number one priority. It was not Austin. And I think Austin, after he hung up, was kind of realizing that. Um, and then realized that I guess the devil he knows is better than the devil he doesn't. So that's why he's like, let's turn around. I'm going to turn this into Chairwoman Park instead.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like he kind of going back to what Ashley said to Lindsay that one time, like it's not about finding the right person, it's about finding the right wrong person. And so maybe he realized in that moment, like, you know what? I know all of Ashley's flaws, I know everything about her, and I can still choose her for that. But like with Eunice, there's so much unknown and like she's not giving me the validation. The immediate validation that I crave after knowing this girl for like 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, he got married or is getting married to someone who he's dated for a year and a half. So,
Yeah, that is very true.
2 days is, yeah, you can say I love you.
Yeah. I think Austin was the most interesting character for me because I think he had the most transformation over the course of the show. I guess at the end of the show, you kind of learn that, like, I was gonna say he didn't actually transform because he goes back to her, but I think he goes back into the relationship knowing so much more about what he's getting himself into versus he was kind of flying blindly at the very beginning. But a scene that will stick with me for a while is when he was kind of redditing by himself in bed
Hmm.
and he was like, weird sex with fiance, why? And then everyone was like, she's cheating on you. And then it was like, fiance, what was it? It was like, fiance and I never fight, why? She's cheating on you.
Yeah.
And then it was like, mom and dad never fought, mom hit me, why? And I was like, whoa. Yeah. I don't know. It was just, I love how this show gives you little snippets into everyone's character and upbringing.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Austin was so cute, such a little sweetie, but I actually think I felt for Ashley the most, which is kind of surprising, right? I feel like she's such a villain, but I think there was a lot of empathy for her. Every time she called her parents or like called her dad, he was not there for her. And then she had that dream where she did call her mom or her mom called and then kind of just like rejected her. And I was like, that is such a like really sad thing to feel rejected by your parents and feel like that you have no one in this world except for your partner who she is now realizing is not who like she thought he was, right? So I think that sense of really deep loneliness. I really felt for her.
Yeah, that was really sad. Yeah, I totally agree. I felt really bad for her too. It was interesting to me that like they kept showing her just little things of I don't know how to describe this, but maybe just like her being a brat randomly, like her being like, "Can you please get me Gatorade, but only if it's red or blue, definitely not yellow." And then when she was in the plane and she was like, "Oh, I think I also asked for a chocolate chip cookie, but only if it's soft." And then asking Lindsay for the Shirley Temple, but only if it's Sprite, otherwise I just want juice.
I do want to talk about this though, because what I noticed is that we judge Ashley a lot when she asks for additional things from people. We're like, oh my God, this brat, how can she like do this? But there are other people asking Josh for the same kind of stuff, right? They're like, hey, Josh, like, oh, 10 a.m. tea time, right? Oh, can we comp all these things? Like, oh, we get free lunch, right? Hey, make sure the breakfast is hot next time. But we judge Josh for saying yes to that. And we judge Ashley for asking for that kind of stuff. So I just like noted that difference. That's like we're supposed to have judgment for all of these additional asks for Ashley, but not for the people who are asking Josh, who are basically asking the same stuff in the same like self-righteous way.
I was judging them.
Oh.
I don't think I was judging Josh for saying yes. I was kind of like, damn, this poor dude like just has to play nice with these absolute like assholes who just want free stuff even though they're richer than anything on this planet.
But do you think you judged Ashley more than you judged them?
Yes, I do think so. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Good point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Um,
My theory is that it's because Ashley is of, quote, lower class than people. And so when she is asking things of people who are kind of like higher than her in the social order, it like makes you feel uncomfortable, which is weird, right? But like if
yeah.
someone in a higher social order asks something of people who are below them, then it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. It's like with her, I'm like, where did she find the audacity to ask this? Versus with them, I'm like, well, this is just how they've always been. And so it makes sense why they're this way. Yeah, maybe it's more that like the surprise of who is asking for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even I think the cookie example is really interesting because you could argue that people are asking Josh for things because it's his job to provide this stuff. But then, she's asking the flight attendant about the cookie, which it's kind of also her job. You could argue to provide that level of service to people, but we are
Mm-hmm.
still upset with Ashley for asking that.
Mm. But what about her asking Lindsay for a Shirley Temple and like her fiance for a very specific Gatorade?
Yeah, I mean, like that's also why we judge her a lot because we're like, dude, give her an inch, she'll take a mile, am I right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I won't argue that she is like super bratty, but I just thought it was interesting that there also is a level of double standards.
Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. Because also, what's her name? Ava was like even bigger of a brat, but it wasn't as uncomfortable to see. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. Ava was just like, yeah, of course the whole world should be offered to me on a plate because I have the money and therefore I can ask for things. But even
Yep.
then, she didn't have the money. It was Troy.
So true. I love that Ava was there for the entire Korea thing. Her at the dinner table.
Oh my
So
God. I was
fun.
like, Ava does not have a single clue what is going on. She's like, wow, the security, the level of service here is amazing.
Oh my God, they brought greeters for us at the airport. Someone's like, those aren't greeters.
Yeah. And then they were like giving them a pat down. And
She was
Ava's
like,
like, oh my
wow,
God, the
it's so
security.
safe.
I was like, girl,
So funny that they showed her face getting slashed while she was under anesthesia.
oh my God. And did you notice that she did have a little scar at the end?
No, I didn't.
I think
Wow.
so, at least. Maybe I was
Okay.
looking too hard
Nice.
for it, but I think she did have a little bit of a scar.
Nice.
Wait,
I mean, not nice.
uh, why do you think they like showed that? Because like she cared
Um,
so much about her appearance, and
yeah,
then
I think so. Yeah, like she was so focused on her appearance. She wouldn't help her friend, even though her friend came to her like terrified, and she was like, I really need to get some rest. Like, I'm really stressed out. And then she just shut the door in Lindsay's face. And so I think it was just ironic of like, oh, this is you wanted this so bad that you're the first one to go under, and now your face gets slashed accidentally. You know
oops.
whose face didn't get slashed? Lindsay.
Well, Lindsay was also actively getting shot at.
True.
Yeah. Um, Another question. How did the USB drive not have poop in it?
He pooped it out and immediately put it in his computer. I don't know. Yeah, I really didn't think he was gonna swallow it. I mean, I guess it's good that he did. Well, they didn't do that thorough of a search.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's also why Ashley was like, you idiot. Did not have to swallow this.
When when he wakes up in the morning and the flash drive is missing, did you think she took it?
No, actually, I didn't think that. I thought that someone had come in the middle of the night and taken it. Did you?
Okay, I definitely thought she took it. I was like, I
Oh,
don't trust this girl. To be clear, I did really like Ashley as a character, and I had a lot of love for her, and I actually saw a lot of myself in her. But at that point, I was like, this bitch definitely took it. Also, because if I was in her position, I would also take it, I think.
that's fair. Would you agree that she is underestimated by the other characters?
Yeah, I think so. I think she is a lot smarter than she lets on in a lot of
Yeah.
situations, and someone even points that out. Who is it? Someone's like, this girl's smart.
The
Um,
chairwoman said that.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think she is a lot smarter than people give her credit for.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a lot smarter than Josh gives her credit for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was so interesting how they were both just like giving each other paperwork, and then it was like they were like, "Oh, Josh is an idiot. He didn't even look at like the physical therapy thing." And then Josh was like, "She's an idiot. She didn't even like mail those invoices out on time, or like didn't even look at the invoices and saw that they were falsified."
So funny. Literally everybody's abusing their power in every situation they can.
Oh my God.
If you were the general manager of this country club, would you be abusing your power for anything?
I think in some cases, yeah. So for example, if a celebrity asked me for something just kind of like on top of my normal work, I would probably, well, depending on the celebrity, I would probably do everything in my power to like do that. Like if
Mm.
Ariana Grande asked me, I don't know if Ariana Grande is a good example. Yeah, actually, yeah. If Ariana Grande asked me for something, I would be like, yes, my queen.
Is that abusing power though? I feel like that's just pandering to your clients. But like if you had the power to launder money or,
Oh, like
like
do something
give
immoral.
handouts. Yeah, 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 yeah. Would you abuse your position for anything?
I don't think I would, but also I haven't been in a situation where my morals are tested in order to get something that I direly need,
Yeah, that's
which is
fair.
a life of privilege that I lead. But yeah, I mean, I think if I did have to like scrape and fight for everything that I had in order to get to the GM position, and then like I had to skim money from the club to like pay for my mom's health bills, I might do that.
Yeah. I could see myself doing that too. I was thinking if I was like pretty happy in my job and my life, I think the worst I would probably do is just like sling free drinks to my friends and stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's something I would do without feeling like I'm compromising my morals.
Yeah, and I feel like people kind of expect that that would happen anyway. So,
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
did you ever think Josh went too far above, like too far with his pandering? Like, do you think he should have pushed back?
Yeah, I absolutely feel like he could have pushed back, especially when, well, there were situations I feel like where he tried to push back, where he was like, "Oh, I can only comp you free tea time in off hours," and they're like, but what about Saturday morning?" And then he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I can make that happen." And it's like I feel like he could have pushed back in those moments and been
Or
like,
like
"No,
not
man,
Venmo?
sorry." Yeah. Why? Wait. Okay. Also, yeah, the Venmoing. I did not understand why he was Venmoing Michael Phelps. I thought he was putting his own money in, and then he won. So shouldn't he get money?
No, no, no. He drew for Michael Phelps. So like he drew a jack for himself and it was highest card wins. And everyone's like, oh, jack's a high card. And then Michael was like, oh, draw for me. And so he drew and it was a king. So he drew the king for Michael.
Oh,
And then everyone's like, Michael's such a winner, never loses. LMAO. And then he was like, I'll Venmo you, Michael. And Michael's like, okay.
oh, right.
I think he should
Oh,
have
okay,
pushed
okay.
back against that. He shouldn't
Yeah,
have been like, I'm not gonna Venmo you, Michael.
Mr. Phelps, I don't have this money and you do.
Yeah, exactly. I think there should have been a reminder of like, hey, I work here. You're an Olympian.
Yeah, right, right. Okay, I guess on kind of on this theme of like Josh working for these really wealthy people, but also like kind of being friends with them. I
Mhm.
feel like a big theme of this show was the haves versus the have-nots. And I thought it was interesting that Austin and Ashley see Josh and Lindsay as haves and Austin and Ashley are the have-nots, but
Yeah,
Josh and Lindsay see themselves as have-nots and all the people at the club are the haves.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's interesting because I think if we draw parallels to today's political climate, I think there are a lot of people in Josh and Lindsay's situation who consider themselves to be the have-nots, but then also feel attacked by like higher tax policies, like, oh, like tax the rich, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, but like we don't want to be more taxed. Like we're still like have-nots. And then what they don't realize is that they are have-nots and they would not be affected by these tax
you mean they are
policies.
haves?
Oh no, no, like they like for example, there is a billionaire tax or something that was introduced in New York by my guy Zoran Mamdani. I would sling free drinks his way anytime.
Any
Anyway,
day.
any day. Whatever you want, you got it, bro. Anyways, so Zoran Mamdani like introduced this tax that would tax um all of these 5 million plus dollar second homes that are in New York City. Like it would tax all of those apartments. And then like that's what we mean by tax the rich. And like I don't think Josh and Lindsay are in that echelon of
Oh, I
haves.
see what you're saying. So they're like fighting the battle of the people way above them, and it's like you don't even qualify
Yeah,
to like
exactly.
be okay, okay, I
But like
see.
we didn't really see that in this show. It was just like I just thought it was interesting because I think those
Yeah.
are people who I don't know. I think it's interesting because I think from Ashley and Austin's perspective, they would be the people who are like so rich that they should be taxed, but then in
Mm-hmm.
Josh and Lindsay's eyes, or they're not. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I was thinking something similar that yeah, I mean, I definitely know some like upper middle class people in the country where they view themselves as have-nots because they, like the government is taking their money and like they're getting pay cuts and stuff. But at the end of the day, they're still very much haves because they have a very nice house, they have savings, they have health insurance, everything's taken care of for them. And these people, Austin and Ashley, would definitely see as full on haves, but
yeah,
they see themselves very much as have-nots.
yeah. Which is what Josh and Lindsay were saying that comparison is the thief of joy when they went to that other B and B bed breakfast and I forget what the third B stood for.
Barn?
Yeah. I thought it was something music related, but yeah, barn. I was like, beats?
Bears beats Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica. Better Business Bureau? No, okay. So when they went to that $20 million BB&B and they started comparing everything, they really lost their spark in life when they were like, "Oh my God, this guy has everything that we could possibly even think of, but better. There is
Yeah.
no way that we can continue on with our BB&B idea. We simply have to continue on with the club and
We
start
simply have to
siphoning money."
continue laundering money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So definitely in that moment they were like full on have-nots.
Yes, so true. So true.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess objectively, would you consider them to be haves or have-nots?
I mean, I would consider them to be halves. When you look at the grand scheme of the world and the people on this earth, like they have it pretty good. They have a huge house, they can pay for food. Like sure, money might be tight, but they have assets, you know? Like they have their net worth is high enough that they can sustain themselves without worrying.
I agree. I think they are objectively haves, but I think with this money laundering and with the medical bills, maybe they are have-nots.
But they have options, you know, like they can sell their house. Lindsay even said we can sell our house and downsize. And like, I think they would have enough money to sustain themselves.
Oh,
Josh
that's
has
true.
so many expensive, like, sports artifacts in his dude cave, like man cave. You know, they have
That's true.
assets, they have options. It's not like they're Ashley and Austin that literally can't pay $5,000 for their deductible.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, you're right. They are haves. They have options. I forgot about the fact that they own their house.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big have. Must be nice.
Yeah. But I do think everyone at the club sees them as have-nots. Like they definitely see Josh as the labor.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe that everyone is scamming in life?
I don't think scamming, but that reminds me of what Chairwoman Park said, where everybody is here on this earth solely for themselves.
Yeah,
And I do think that is true.
I think that's true as well.
Yeah. Like even when we do good things, it at the end of the day it's just for us to feel the pleasure of it or like us to feel good about it. And so, yeah, in that sense I do think everyone on this earth is selfish. And that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, we're all individuals and like whatever makes us the happiest we can be by the end of our life, as long as it doesn't hurt others.
Well, okay, so I have two follow-up questions then to that. So, how do you think that translates to being in love or like being with a partner? And then secondly, if being with a partner is still inherently selfish, how does that also translate to our good old paranormal activity play question, which is what do you like about your partner that isn't about you?
Well, I think for relationships, obviously love is an emotion we feel that doesn't feel selfish to us, right? Like it's more about feeling so connected with someone else, wanting to do things for them, like wanting to help them. Their problems are your problems. Like that's kind of the vibe of love. But I do think doing things for the other person ultimately is for the reason that you will continue to feel their love, and therefore it is for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you're doing something to make someone feel good because it makes you feel good when they feel
Yeah.
good. So by that definition, isn't it selfish?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So I think that's still true. And then, okay, in the context of the paranormal activity question of what do you like about your partner that has nothing to do with you? I okay, this is the most pessimistic way to put it. So obviously this isn't how I feel about relationships and love in general, but I think this is the framing that makes it make sense in the like everyone's here for themselves context is that I think your partner having attributes that you love about them just makes them easier to love and therefore like easier to do things for them to feel their love. You know what I mean? So like, let's say you're married to someone that you absolutely hate. Like it's okay, no,
Okay.
that's a bad, that's a bad. No, okay, let's say that there's someone in your life, like a coworker. Let's say there's a coworker that you did not choose to marry. There's a
Okay.
coworker that just you hate everything about them. You hate the way that they eat their food, you hate the way they talk in meetings, they talk too loudly at their desk, whatever.
Okay. Been
It
there.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
so hard, right? We've all been there. It's so hard to do things for them, like with the motivation of them doing things for you and you feeling their affection, right? But if there's someone with attributes that you love or attributes that you really like, then it's much easier to get their love because it's much easier for you to show your love to them.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, I did have a coworker who I actually really, really, really disliked. And okay, this is super petty of me to admit, but sometimes I intentionally made things harder for him because I really did not like him.
I think we've all been there.
Oops.
So anyway, basically, love is a scam.
Love is a scam. Everyone's scamming. Love is selfish. Everyone's just out there for numero uno.
Gotta look out for number one.
Wow,
Anyway,
this is kind of sad. Oh man.
okay, maybe we can change the subject to Eunice.
Okay, yes. What do you think
Oh,
happened to Eunice?
I feel like she's a goner.
I think she's a
I
goner
just think,
too.
yeah, Chairwoman Park is too powerful. She will track that bitch down so fast. Also, she still had her phone on her. Like, they're definitely tracking you,
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
right?
for sure. If that phone was not in airplane mode, they know exactly where she is and who she's with.
Yeah. How did Austin contact her so fast? Like, girl, protect yourself.
It's honestly surprising that she was able to pick up the phone. Or maybe here's another far out idea. Maybe it was like a double cross situation where Eunice was waiting for Josh to bring her the USB. Then they would have arrested Josh, like, or sorry, not Josh, Austin. They would have arrested Austin, pinned it all on Austin, and then Eunice would have gone back to the chairwoman with the USB.
I was actually thinking about that, but why would she even make the USB in the first place? Or do you think she changed her mind?
I think it's possible that it was kind of like a prisoner's dilemma situation in the end, right? And then we also
Mm-hmm.
saw the prisoner's dilemma situation where Lindsay was kind of like narrating the options, right?
Yep.
So I think with Austin having the USB, it was he was maybe also going through the prisoner's dilemma situation in his mind where he was like, I can either bring this USB to Eunice, who I'm not sure if she loves me. She could take the USB and turn it into Chairwoman Park and then throw me under the bus. Or I could, like, it's possible that Eunice is telling the truth and that we can both, like, run away together. But, like Eunice said, like, Chairwoman Park has got eyes and ears everywhere. What are the chances that Eunice is not gonna backstab me? And then another option would be I go and turn it into Chairwoman Park myself before Eunice can turn it in, and then Eunice gets thrown under the bus. So maybe
Mm,
that's the calculation that he was doing.
yeah, maybe.
Austin, to be honest, did not strike me as the type to know about Prisoner's Dilemma and like make this calculation. So I still think it's more of the theory that we talked about before, where he was just like, I'll choose the devil I know.
I think that's as far as his little brain went.
Yeah. Or
This bro
maybe,
thought miscellaneous said missed.
oh my God.
First I was like, is this a joke? But then he told it to Eunice and I was like, oh no, it wasn't a joke.
Oh my God. Oh, Austin. He's like, Marta does a great job on the mist every morning, but it's like morning dew.
He's like, not that I've ever seen her around.
Oh, Austin.
Oh, Austin.
Little baby.
Sweet, simple Austin. Going back to Eunice. Would you want Eunice's job?
As a translator for someone who doesn't need translating.
Well, I think she was just like a full personal assistant, right? Like
Hmm.
she tested out Cherwin Park's vacations, she tested out the personal trainer or physical therapist, whatever. Like it just kind of seems like she does whatever Park needs her to do. Would you want a job like that?
Personally, no, because I'm a little bit anti-authoritarian. So, like, whenever anyone in any position of power over me tells me to do something, I'm like, who do you think you are? It is a quite a large character flaw, I acknowledge, but that's who I
That's
am.
so funny. I feel like that's the younger sibling in you, perhaps.
It's probably is. Yeah, I notice
Because
it in myself. Like, this is really petty of me to think.
as an older daughter, I love authority. I just like love being told what to do and knowing that if I do it all, then I have done everything I should do. You
Oh, I
know?
see. So
Just like
you
having very
enjoy
clear,
having the guidance.
yes, yes. In general, just like having very clear black and white of like, if I accomplish this, then I've done everything I have to do today.
So would you like Eunice's job then?
Think I would, but I'm also like not down to work 100 hours a week. But in theory, if there was a job that existed like that for 40 hours a week, maybe like as a chief of staff, I think I
Oh,
would love
okay.
being a chief of staff.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do you enjoy bossing other people around?
I do.
Oh,
Yes, I do. I
I
think that's
see.
also the older sibling, or perhaps the oldest cousin in the extended family-ness in me. But
Mm.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, beef?
long story short, Eunice, I would not want her job.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like we haven't really talked about Lindsay at all.
Mm,
So Lindsay basically ends up, oh, actually, like, okay, so we have Austin and Ashley. I feel like we've talked about their characters a lot. Josh and Lindsay, I feel like Lindsay really seeks male validation. And
yes.
Josh, I feel, really seeks validation from authority figures.
Or like powerful figures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And do you think like that combination is what makes it work, makes it not work?
I I don't know because I don't think I necessarily think or sorry. I don't necessarily think Josh sees Lindsay as an authority figure in his life. Um it also seems like Lindsay is not craving Josh's attention or validation. So it just seems like they're both seeking validation outside of their marriage, which is perhaps why it wasn't working.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, so something that we noticed at the end of the series is that Lindsay, like Josh goes to prison and Lindsay stops calling on a regular basis. It seemed for like months after he went to prison. It didn't really seem like it took that long. And then there's like a time jump and it's like 8 years later and Lindsay has remarried and she has a child. Did you manage to catch who that person was, like her partner, her new husband? And then like, do you think that was Lindsay's biological child?
I do think that was Lindsay's biological child, and that child looked to be like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
So, yeah, couldn't have been too long before she moved on. Even though when she gave her like affectionate goodbye to Josh in Korea, she was like, "I'll wait for you." I was like, "Girl, you're gonna be waiting for a while." And turns out she did not wait for a
she
while.
did not wait at all. I was also
Um,
thinking that maybe like because I actually thought the child looked like 8. So I was like, oh, is it Josh's kid?
oh, from the time that they didn't. Oh, wait, no, she did take the morning
But she
after
did take the
pill.
plan
Oh,
B,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So then I was confused.
Oh, okay. Huh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought she looked 8, so I was like, what's going on? But then I didn't recognize the the
Yeah,
second
I didn't
husband. So I
recognize him
was,
either.
yeah, okay. It wasn't Duke Desmond.
No, I don't think it was Duke Desmond. It wasn't Whoosh, because that bro's dead.
Oh my God. R.I.P. Whoosh.
R.I.P. Whoosh. At least you died happy thinking you were gonna be a VP of something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Should we talk about Whoosh a little bit?
Okay.
Do you think he got what was coming to him?
What in what way? Like he had it coming, like he deserved it, or
Yeah, so I think what happened is Ashley showed Whoosh the invoices to all the Korean people. Whoosh kind of put two and two together, went to Chairwoman Park, said, I know what you're doing with the invoices. Can I become VP? And she was like, sure. And then kills him.
okay, I guess in that sense, like he should have known better. So I guess yes, he did have it coming. He got what was coming, but only because he went about it in a really dumb way. Like
Yeah.
you can't blackmail the most powerful woman you know, you know? The most powerful, like one of the most powerful women on this earth. Like it doesn't really work like that.
And he is wait, so he is Chairwoman Park's son, right?
No. He is the biological son of her first husband.
Oh, but not her son.
Correct. Because she also said, like, your mom, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and that's why it was easy for her to kill him because she said that he looked more like his mom than his dad.
Yes. Yes.
Oof.
Yeah. Rip. Yeah.
Poor
Okay. When we
Whoosh.
found out that connection, then I was like, is Eunice also kind of related to her? But they never really said that.
Yeah, they
So,
never got into it. They never like talked about how Eunice was connected to Chairwoman Park.
yeah.
I would venture to say that Chairwoman Park really liked Eunice because she saw a lot of herself in Eunice.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah,
Mm.
except I guess for the morality piece,
Because
the
Eunice is
ethical
more
piece.
ethical than Chairwoman Park.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, from what we saw, it at least looked like Eunice was trying to do the right thing and was
Yeah.
smart enough to realize what was going on.
Yeah. 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 It doesn't seem like Chairwoman Park really cares about morals. And or she just thinks like or she sees what she's doing as moral in some twisted way.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us to her husband's long monologue about what love looks like
Oh
in
yeah.
the late stage capitalism world. And then Austin's like, I think he said soup.
Swoop. That was so funny. And the dude's like, why did you act like you understood me the whole time?
God. But yeah, would you agree that there's like Dr. Kim's theory is basically that your second marriage is to find someone to just love life with, but according to Chairwoman Park, life is like something like a not something that the average person thinks of as life. Life is like something that is handed to them. I forget what exactly he said.
Mm, as someone who's never been in two marriages myself, can't say. Hard to say. I imagine that if I was in the situation to enter a second marriage, it's because I wanted to be in love again and not just love my life. But who knows? Maybe I'll be way more jaded by then.
I think that was his point is that she didn't want to be in love again. She just wanted someone to be her companion.
Right. Yeah, I don't see myself really feeling that way.
Mm.
Yeah. How about you?
So would you, yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know, right? It kind of depends on like how old I am. Like if I end my first marriage at 80 years old, like I- I'm
Like,
okay.
sure. Yeah.
Like I probably won't marry again. It's probably fine. But yeah, if like my first marriage ends when I'm, 40, then maybe I'll
Then
want like
then maybe you would want to get married again, or maybe you would marry someone purely so that you could enjoy life, but not because you loved them.
I think it also depends on like my status, financials, children. Like it depends on so many different factors. From Chairwoman Park's perspective, I completely understand that she would not want to marry someone for love and she would just want to marry someone to be her companion as her
Hmm.
second marriage because she's like made it. She's a billionaire, right? So she's good. She doesn't have to marry for love. And to be honest, I think if she were a
Wait, but
billionaire,
what do those two things have to do with each other? Why? Because she's made it, she doesn't need love.
because I think it would be really hard to find someone to marry for love. So I think the whole point of their relationship is they never actually knew if they loved each other. Like they
Yeah.
would say the words, but I don't know if they actually were in love with each other or they were in love with each other, but they just didn't believe each other.
Interesting. Because I was actually thinking the opposite of you, where I think if I had it all, if I, was super rich, first husband didn't work out, whatever, but like I had the option to find a second husband, the only reason I would do it is because I was in love.
Oh. But don't you think it would be a much harder to find true love if you had so much to gain? Like if someone had
Like so
so
much to
much to
lose.
gain by
Yeah.
marrying you.
Yeah, it would definitely be harder, but that's like literally the only reason I would get married again, I think.
I see. Yeah. I feel like from Chairwoman Park's personality and perspective, I will acknowledge is a little bit of a jaded perspective on life,
Hmm.
considering the actions that she took in this series. I completely understand
Yeah.
that she just wanted to marry someone based on companionship.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So, do you think that they were in love, Chairwoman Park and Dr. Kim?
I do think they had a lot of love for each other. I don't know if it was necessarily being romantically in love with each other, but I think they definitely had like a familial love for each other. What do you think?
I think it I think they were in love with each other. I think they were in love, but I just don't think I think that they were hardened by so many of the cold facts that existed in their world that
Mm,
they couldn't afford to believe that the other person was in love with them,
mm, interesting.
right? Like Dr. Kim kept thinking about the prenup, even though he said that he really loved Chairwoman Park. He was like, I need to protect numero uno. Like I can't retire right now because I
Right.
just can't afford to. And then even Chairwoman Park was like, I love this guy, but I have to cover up his mistakes. He's a
Mm.
liability.
Yeah, that was interesting what he said of like she only married me so that she could enjoy her life, but I'm like making her life harder now, so where does that put me?
Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah.
it's the case that he loved her, but she didn't love him.
Mm, I could see that too.
At the end, Chairwoman Park is on the grave of, it seems, was her first husband? I'm actually not sure.
I think it was her first husband.
So
Yeah.
like Woosh's dad. So I think that's what makes me think that she really loved her first husband and she married her first husband for love, but she maybe didn't love her second.
Wait, you just said that she loved her second husband.
Yeah, I'm like
Oh, okay.
reneging. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, maybe she didn't.
Yeah, I agree with you that it's very clear to me that she was in love with her first husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Because also she killed Dr. Kim so easily. As in, like, she gave the order to her men to just like, yeah, fuck Dr. Kim, whatever. We
Yeah.
can't afford him anymore.
Yeah. Okay, in that last shot where it's zooming out from her on her first husband's grave, and you see these like four quadrants around her, was that what was that? Was that like I think I saw some of Austin and Ashley like living their life, and then maybe Lindsay and her kids or something.
I think it
Her
was
kid.
Lindsay and Josh.
Oh, Lindsay and Josh. Oh, interesting.
I
Because at
think it
that point
was
they
like,
weren't even together, right?
yeah, I think they were like flashbacks of
Oh.
key relationship moments. So like Austin and Ashley were just like lying on beach chairs. Lindsay and Josh, like the set that they had for Lindsay and Josh was like mirrored the set that they had in their where they had the fight in that
Mm,
ADU, I think. They had the fight, and I think that was kind of the setup. So I think it was like key moments in the relationship, maybe, or maybe a time when those couples were truly in love with each other.
oh, okay. I love that interpretation. Like those in these shots you see when people were in love, and it includes Chairwoman Park and her first husband, includes Josh and Lindsay in their house. Okay, cool. I like it.
Maybe Austin and Ashley when they kind of like first met and started dating.
Um, okay, back to Ashley and Austin for a second. When they're in the car and Ashley's like, "Are you attracted to Eunice?" for the first time. If you are feeling attracted to someone outside of your relationship and your fiance asked you about it, would you tell them?
Oh man, that's a hard question to answer. I definitely have felt attracted to people outside of a relationship, but that indicated to me that I was not fully into my relationship.
Mm,
So yeah, so that's when I was like, okay, I need to end this if I'm
okay.
attracted to someone outside of it. So, but a fiance is a different thing. A fiance is like a much more serious indication. I think I would tell him. I think I would tell him and say, like, I think the reason that I'm attracted to this person is because of something that I'm not getting in this relationship. What do
Mm,
we think about that? How do we fix this? Do we fix this? I
yeah,
would
and
want
kind
to
of
have
come
that
to it
conversation.
as like a problem for both of you to solve together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's a healthy way to go about it.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
you?
I don't know. I don't think I would necessarily, I mean, unless I realize that I have to end it with my fiance, in which case I probably would tell them. I don't think I would just like bring it up by myself. But in this case, Ashley outright asked him, "Are you attracted to Eunice?" And I don't think I could lie about it. So
Hmm.
I think I would say yes. Yeah.
Austin didn't lie either, right? He
Mm-mm.
he
Yeah,
like
he did say that he's attracted to Eunice.
yeah. I could see him considering lying.
Yeah, I don't think he came out with it right away. He
Yeah.
kind of avoided the question at first.
Yeah. Uh,
Let's
I have a
see.
question on power dynamics.
Ooh, okay.
So, Austin and Ashley, we saw in the blackmail session that Ashley kept being like, Austin, you speak, you speak. And then we also saw another example of that in the surgery room after Dr. Kim kills someone. He hands it off to like his like assistant, I
This,
I guess, yeah. And then that assistant guy hands it off to the nurse who's standing next to him. And then the nurse is the one who speaks to Chairwoman Park. So yeah, what's with all the people handing stuff off to each other?
okay, interesting. I hadn't tied those two scenes together, but do you think by that logic, Ashley sees Austin as her assistant? I do think that's true, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
When she's like, "Can you go to H&M and buy some clothes for me? Can you pack this stuff for me?"
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's like handing it off to someone who's like lower than you in the social order to get them to do your dirty work for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Huh. I feel like there was another set of two scenes where something very similar but arbitrary happened. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of both Ashley and Lindsay mixing something
Oh
nasty
my
into the
God.
drinks.
Oh
Oh my
God.
God.
Bleh. Okay, first of
So
all,
gross.
I resent that the economy bathroom was so much worse than the business class bathroom because I have flown both extensively, and I will say it is more often that the business class bathroom is more horrible than the economy one.
Dude, I completely disagree.
Really?
I've been in so many flights where in economy it's disgusting, and
Oh
I've never had that
God.
experience in business class.
Oh, I think, okay, yeah, to be fair, I think the most recent business class flight that I took, it was like the bathroom was really bad. And I was like, what happened? Like, who did this?
Damn. Sometimes you just have stomach problems on an airplane and you just can't help it. Oh, who do you think was the villain of this show?
Ooh, Chairwoman Park.
Okay, yeah, fair. Who was the most innocent?
Maybe Eunice?
Mm,
I think if we choose not to read into the extent of her knowledge and kind of assume that she had the best intentions, I think it was probably Eunice.
yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah. Oh, there were some fun cameos.
Oh, yeah.
We
Michael
got
Phelps,
Michael Phelps, Benny
Benny Blanco,
Blanco, and Suni Lee. Oh
Phineas
my gosh.
O'Connell,
Who?
Phineas O'Connell,
Oh, who is that?
Billie Eilish's brother.
That's
Yes.
Phineas.
And
Oh,
he
he said
also,
Billy.
yeah, yeah. And that's also, Phineas O'Connell also did the entire soundtrack of Beef season 2.
It was
It was
good.
so good.
It was so like just the last shot into the ending credits of every episode was so like, oh, I need to watch the next episode.
Yeah, the like I don't know how to describe it, but the synth kind of felt very alien-esque, like sci-fi-esque, and it really made you
Mm,
feel the tension of every scene. It was so good. Good job, Phineas.
great job, Phineas. I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you. I don't know if I've ever seen his face. I just know him
That's
as
fair.
Billy's producer and like co-writer.
And brother.
And brother.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, I don't think I would have really recognized his face, but they said Phineas, and I was like, okay, this is obviously a celebrity, and his name is Phineas, so it's probably Phineas of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Phineas O'Connell fame.
Oh my God, I'm so dumb. Because then when he said Billy, I was like, oh, he kind of said Billy as if Billy's a girl. Oh, interesting.
Damn it, Shalini.
So dumb. But okay, Suni Lee. If you were Suni Lee, how would you be sourcing a physical therapist?
Probably not at a random country club that I'm
Right?
going to.
Like, this is so unrealistic. She would be seeing like the best sports doctor of the best sports medicine university in the world.
Yeah, like most likely Russian. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Not Austin. So sorry, Austin. Yeah. Oh, actually, going back really quickly to two other scenes that were parallel. So in the
Mm.
very beginning of the show, there's a scene, there's like a fundraiser going on around to Save the Frogs, and then at the very end of the show, there's a whole fundraiser going on around Save the Bees. So yeah, it was like two parallel things. And I think the reason why it's Save the Frogs versus Save the Bees is because of that bufo drug that um that Austin and Josh took. And then the reason that it saved the bees at the end is because Austin Austin texted Ashley. It was like, a bee died in our apartment. I cried.
Okay, so bufo, because bufo means toad, right?
Yeah, so I did look it up, not on ChatGPT, on Wikipedia. So bufo is slang for I think bufotenin, which is a tryptamine related substance sought after for entheogenic and or recreational purposes by some individuals. The practice of using these substances derived from animals for spiritual experiences or responsible drug use may raise ethical concerns about the potential suffering inflicted on the animal. So toads
Oh.
are known to secrete bufotoxins, and then I was wondering if that could be related to a Save the Frogs.
Oh, Okay, I also thought the name Bufo or the word Bufo is some language for toad.
Yeah, it says I did also ask ChatGPT about what is Bufo because I wanted to see if I would get the same thing as Austin. I did not.
Uh,
ChatGPT said that Bufo was a toad thing and then followed
mm,
it up with this thing. Bufo is sometimes shorthand for a secretion from the Colorado
mm-mm.
River toad. Secretion contains a powerful compound called 5-MeO-DMT, which can cause intense, short-lived psychedelic experiences. It's controversial and potentially dangerous, especially without medical supervision.
Mm, interesting. Okay, so it's like ironic that they were saving the frogs, but then using this drug that like harms frogs in the making
Yeah,
of it.
yeah,
And then
essentially.
it's ironic that they were saving the bees. Maybe that's why they were saving the bees, because Austin cried when one died.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, like, do you think that's hypocritical or do you think it's like, oh, like saving the frogs? Like, I have not really heard of any like save the frogs type of effort, but saving the bees definitely have heard of that,
Mhm.
partially because of that one lady who's in Texas, Texas Bee Works, who like saves the
Oh,
bees.
oh, the ASMR voice lady.
Yes,
I
exactly.
I moved the bees from this nest to this other nest. And it's another day of saving the bees.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, I think the first one is very hypocritical, the toad, because like yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't Tony who was trying to save the toads.
But he was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Wait,
Okay, yeah,
Tony is
true.
in Troy?
Oh yeah, yeah, Troy. By Tony, I mean Troy.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't okay, okay, yeah, Troy was there. Okay, so I guess that is hypocritical. But then the bees I don't think is hypocritical because Austin truly loved that bee.
That
That
one
was some
bee.
that was some altruistic love.
So true. Uh, anyway, I thought that was funny that there was like save the frogs, save the bees. I actually, speaking of Troy, do you agree that Ava and Troy have zero drama because there is zero substance?
100%. The second there's any drama, he's like, I'm hanging up now, bye.
Oh yeah, that's so true. Just hangs up. No comment. Can't fight if there's no one to fight with. Oh boy. Okay, and then I did have one last question for you, which is, did you happen to do any research on all of the paintings in the intro scenes of each episode? And is there symbolism with like the painting subject and the episode subject?
Yes, there is. I did do some research on this. Okay. Episode 1, the title is All the Things We're Never Going to Have. And the painting they depict, it's called The Moneylender and His Wife by Quentin
Oh,
Matsys in 1514. Yeah, and so
okay,
I think
that's
I
pretty
think
self-explanatory.
right? Yeah, and it shows like this dude who's counting money with like a scale and then a woman sitting next to him. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. It's like Josh is the money lender, the money launderer. Okay, episode 2, the title is A New Starting Point for Further Desires, and the painting is called The Dissolute Household by Jan Steen in 1663. And so in this episode, this is when Ashley has kind of like snaked her way into the higher position at the country club. But then when she's given more responsibility, she kind of like realizes the downside. So the episode is called A
Mm.
New Starting Point for Further Desires, which is like she has like a fresh start.
Yeah,
Um,
but it leads to the dissolution of her own household with Austin because she's like telling Austin to do a lot more things, like be her
yes.
assistant, basically.
Totally. Yeah, and in this painting, for yappers that can't see our screen, there is a woman kind of like lounging in a chair, getting a martini poured for her, and like another, what is happening in this painting? Another dude
Yeah,
that's
I
like,
was like, like I don't remember this.
Another dude that's like holding the hand of the person pouring the martini, and then on the other side of the painting, there's this woman that's like asleep at the table. There's a child playing behind her. There's a lot going on in this painting.
This feels like one of those jigsaw puzzles that has like a billion things happening all at once to like
It
make the
kind of
puzzle harder.
is. Okay. Episode 3 is titled The Increasing Flimsiness of Any Certainties About the Future. And uh, the painting is called The Ages of Woman and Death by Hans Baldung in 1541. This painting, it's the one, it basically is just like showing off three jawlines, and they show that right after the dead jaw person in Dr. Kim's one of Dr. Kim's patients, which I thought was interesting.
Mm.
So the episode title, like I said, is The Increasing Flimsiness of Any Certainties About Our Future. This is the episode where Dr. Kim's hand tremor leads to the accident, so
Yeah.
kind of the flimsiness of his own hands led to like a huge change in his
Oh.
future.
And
Yeah.
what's the painting called again?
The Ages of Woman and Death.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of freaky.
I know, it's really freaky. All right. Episode 4 is called Oh, the Comfort, the Inexpressible Comfort. And the painting is called The Temptation of Saint Anthony by Jus van Kreesbeek in 1650. And this painting, it's like this guy has a huge head and his mouth is open and people are like climbing out of it and they're animals and stuff.
Yeah, I remember this one. This one's also pretty freaky.
Yeah.
What happens in episode 4, or what's the title of episode 4?
The title of episode 4 is Oh, the Comfort, the Inexpressible Comfort.
Hmm.
And this is the episode when Ashley and Austin go to the hospital. Um Austin, oh yeah, the Gatorade scene happens.
Mm. I wonder what is the temptation of Saint Anthony? Okay, depicting his spiritual battles against demons, lust, and greed in the Egyptian desert.
Hmm.
Symbolizes the struggle to resist evil. So, who do you think Saint Anthony is in this episode?
I'm thinking maybe it's Austin. Well, I think it's Austin in like because this is also the episode where he's been texting Eunice. So like
Ah,
maybe resisting that temptation. And then also I think Ashley's tempted to go through Austin's phone and like start that text conversation with Eunice and then like delete it suddenly. So I think that's her temptation. Okay, episode 5 is called I Am Killing My Flesh Without It. And the art is this painting called The Nightmare by Nikolai Abraham Abildgaard in
oh God.
1800.
I hate
This
that
painting is
painting.
so
I'm
creepy.
not even gonna look it up.
It's like a person who is perhaps dead or asleep. Two people that are either dead or asleep. And this like demon, this like black colored demon with like big ears and red eyes just perched on top of one of the people.
Ugh. Okay, so this
So creepy.
painting symbolizes the irrational forces of the human mind, sexual repression, and the physical sensations of sleep paralysis. I can see the sexual repression, right, of like
Hmm.
Austin trying to like get rid of his feelings for Eunice. Um,
Yeah.
Irrational forces of the human mind. I think people did a lot of irrational stuff in this episode.
Like the bloody orange juice.
Bloody
So
orange juice.
gross. And
Eh.
then also Josh just like up and going to Utah instead of looking for Burberry.
Oh yeah.
Also irrational. Yeah. Okay. Episode 6 is called Those Blue Remembered Hills, and the painting is called Landscape with the Fall of Icarus by Peter Bruegel. This painting is it's kind of a like landscape of this seaside town. You can see mountains in the distance. There's a boat in the water. This man is walking with his donkey down a cobblestone path kind of.
Mm.
Um
Pretty bucolic,
What does that mean?
like very idyllic, like countryside.
Mm. Yes, yes. Yeah, this is probably like the most positive looking painting.
But there
Uh
is a little Icarus with his feet hanging up out of the water because he has just fallen.
oh, I see that. Interesting. Okay, so this episode, the title is Those Blue Remembered Hills. Um, this is the episode where Josh takes the bufo and Josh and Austin kind of have a bond and Lindsay and Ashley kind of bond and are
Mm.
drinking champagne and stuff. Uh yeah. So landscape with the fall of Icarus. What's the story of Icarus?
The story of Icarus is he like flies too close to the sun. So he is the son of Daedalus, who is the Greek like the famous Greek architect slash inventor guy. He designed the labyrinth where the Minotaur was, and he is working on this flying machine where he has like these wings that he has put feathers together that were made of wax. And then Icarus is like, "Oh my God, Dad! We got to do this flying machine." And he's like, "Okay, but it's like not super ready yet." And then Icarus is like, "Nah, I think it's good." And he like puts the wings on and he goes flying and it works and it's amazing. And Icarus gets more and more confident and he flies too close to the sun and the sun's heat melts the wax and he falls to the ground. So it's kind of a symbolism. Like Icarus's whole story is pride goeth before the fall, I guess, where if you're too prideful, it will lead to your downfall.
Interesting. Okay. How do you think that fits into this episode where like Josh and Austin hang out? Lindsay kind of pulls Ashley into all the stuff at the club. I guess maybe Ashley getting all those commissions is perhaps her flying too close to the sun.
I think I think so because I think this is the point where it stops being like this is the point where they decide that they're going to go to Korea, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you could
So
say
that
that
is
this
them
is,
flying the thing.
well, yeah, they're like flying to the sun or Seoul.
El Sol.
Yeah. Wow. So many layers to this.
So many layers. Okay. Episode 7 is called The Hour of Separation. The painting is called The Eavesdropper by Nicholas Mace in 1657. Uh, the painting is there's this girl on the steps and she's like kind of like hiding around a corner and there are two people talking on the other side of the room and she's like kind of going like this to I was going to say the camera, but
Hmm.
this to the viewer. And so I think one scene like this that I can think of is in the plane when Ashley overhears Austin and Eunice talking.
Yes.
Uh maybe that's just the only scene that's like that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is also the episode where Josh overhears not Tony, Troy talking on the phone to the police. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of eavesdropping that happens in this episode.
Yeah. And is this also where, oh, no, no, this is just the plane, right? So it's not
Yeah.
where Cherwin Park overhears Dr. Kim talking about
No, that's
her.
episode 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, never mind.
That was funny though.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of eavesdropper happening. That one's pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory too.
Yeah. And then episode 8 is called It Will Stay This Way and You Will Obey. And the painting is called The Four Seasons by Giuseppe Arcimboldo
Hmm.
in 1563. 1563, 1572, and 1573.
Yeah, so this is like a series of four paintings that I think they kind of just like superimposed. But that's what,
Mm.
yeah, he like the artist like drew or like painted all of these things separately, and so it's like a series. And I guess for the intro they just like stacked them.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Interesting. So the episode's title is It Will Stay This Way and You Will Obey. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's kind of like this is just how the cookie crumbles in life, in society, and like
And
either
it's
you
a
play by the
cycle.
rules and it's a cycle. Yes. So play by the rules or die, basically. Um, So it's pretty clear that Ashley and Austin play by the rules. Uh, I guess the four seasons symbolism is like the cycle itself. Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
think so. And it
I
also
like
like
it.
we saw like the first scene is also like the last scene basically.
Right, right. Everything comes full circle. They're
Yeah.
doing the same charity fundraiser, different animal.
Ashley is now the GM, probably also money laundering for a
Yeah.
chairwoman park. How do you think this compares to White Lotus? Because I feel like White Lotus captures a lot of these themes too, right? It's like, oh, how maybe not the Asian theme, but also like how does love in a late stage capitalism world exist? And like, this idea of rich people problems, the haves and the have-nots, like all of these are present themes in White Lotus as well, which is also an anthology series.
Yeah.
So, how would you compare this season with maybe the last season of White Lotus?
Well, okay, the last season of White Lotus was not my favorite one. But I do see the similarities. I think the biggest difference to me is that Beef is kind of more like well, I don't know, because I feel like White Lotus is just so many disparate stories like slowly coming together versus Beef is like a single trigger point and then things escalate from there. So I guess just like
Yeah.
the structure of the show is a little bit different, but I totally agree that both of them are these kind of like character studies on resentful people who want more than they have, and like they're all greedy and selfish in their own ways, but like they're just also kind of a product of their circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I will say, I think I liked this season more than I've liked any of the White Lotus seasons. Which is like very interesting because I did really like White Lotus. I think seasons 1 and 2. I will agree. I think the latest season of White Lotus was a little lackluster, but yeah, I really think this series was so well written. You can tell that there was so much thought put into every single detail of the show, like the characters, the parallel scenes,
Just
like
like
how
lingering on facial expressions and stuff.
yeah, like the acting, the intro scenes, the paintings that they put to, like the title of the episodes, like everything was thought through with such detail that I really appreciated
Yeah.
all of those things kind of coming together to tell the story of these people. So from
Yeah.
that lens,
Yeah.
I liked Beef season 2 a lot. You
Mm.
can kind of tell what my rating is going to be.
Yeah. Okay, should we rate?
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah,
first.
you go first.
For the reasons that I just said, 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5s for both quality and enjoyment. I think this
You
was,
think we can give 6 out of 5 for anything?
I don't know. I feel like we should stay true, should we not?
Okay. I just think this is better than some other 10 out of 10 shows we've done.
Didn't I give a 10 out of 10 recently?
Yes, I think so. What was it for?
I kind of regret that now.
I know, right? Same.
And I will say this is a 10 out of 10, but it is a true 10 out of 10. There is no rounding up that had to be done. True 10 out of 10. And I know it's only April, but I think this is my like favorite show of the whole year so far.
Nice. Okay. I totally agree. If I could give it 6 out of 5 in any category, I would. But 10 out of 10. Flawless show from start to finish. Amazing acting, amazing writing, amazing directing, amazing artwork. Just such high quality. I love the Asian representation. We need more Asian representation in the media. Oh, just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant show. No notes.
No
Truly,
notes.
no notes. Um, I would recommend this show to anyone who is considering a Netflix subscription to get the Netflix subscription to watch this show.
I would recommend the show to everybody. I don't know. Yeah, just watch it. Go watch the show. You won't regret it.
Anyone who has ever done anything,
Anything.
you should watch this.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. We need our own like BYR version of Certified Fresh. Certified yap.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Certified binge-worthy. Certified.
We'll think about it. We'll workshop.
Okay. Okay.
Yappers,
Okay. Yeah.
let us know. But yeah, truly, what a joy to binge. I think I finished it in like 2 sessions or 3 sessions or something like that. I was like, I need to know.
I know. This was a show where I was not stressed for time to finish before we recorded because
Same.
any free second I had, I was watching it.
Same. So easy to prioritize. Ugh, what a treat. I think I might watch it again.
Yeah, it's honestly same. I think I'm gonna watch season 1 again as well.
Did season 1 have the painting stuff? I don't think they did, right?
They did. They
Oh, they
did.
did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was just like yeah. It was basically the same. It was like they would show beef on top of a painting. The branding for season 1 was very different. It was like a sans serif all caps beef versus
Yes,
this
yeah.
was like beef.
It's more country club vibes
Yeah, true.
versus minimalist, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, what a good show.
So good.
Okay. Well, one thing that I noticed in This Week in Entertainment is Anne Wife. No,
And wife.
nope, that's not it. Anne Hathaway bought the rights to this movie where the plot is there's like a traditional like a trad wife influencer and modern day is basically like super popular because she's touting all of these ideals of like an 1800s housewife, but then she wakes up one morning and like actually gets transported into the 1800s where she basically has to live the life of a trad wife for real, like with all the dirt, like with all of like the hard labor that's in like that comes with it. So very cool plot from what I can see. So I'm very excited for that whenever that gets
Sounds
released.
fun. Nice.
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo's first single from her new album came out on Thursday night. It's called Drop Dead and it's super cute. Sounds like it's she has said that it's like the first chapter to the story of this album, and it's very clearly about Louis Partridge, who's her ex. So
Oh,
I think it's gonna be like the story of their relationship and its downfall. Yeah.
who is Louis Partridge?
He's a British actor.
These pop stars and their British actors. It never ends well.
I know. But
Well,
anyway,
maybe she'll date a footballer.
kind of hope she doesn't, to be honest.
Oh no. Well,
Huh?
next week we're gonna be talking about Running Point Season 2, which drops, I believe, Thursday. Let me just double check. Yes, drops Thursday, April 23rd. And that one we're gonna do for sure. So, yeah, let's like read a wiki summary of season 1 to remind yourself if you haven't, because that's definitely what I'll be doing.
Yappers, if you liked this episode, go back and watch the show and listen to our episode on The Four Seasons and Sirens, which are both also on Netflix.
And that's our BYR recommendation.
Binge back. That's not a lame. I'm gonna cut that. Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at bingeyaprepeat.
Until next time, happy binging!